Hello there. I'm so glad you could join me. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take a few technical terms that might seem a bit complicated and, well, we're going to unravel them together through a simple and, I hope, enchanting story.
So, welcome. You've probably heard words like model, concept, and protocol thrown around. And if they've ever sounded a bit confusing or maybe just technical, please don't worry. We're about to make them all crystal clear. And we're going to do it by telling a story that's really easy to follow. So get comfortable, take a nice deep breath, and let's journey together to the magical city of Lumina.
Right in the very heart of Lumina, there was this legendary restaurant called the Silver Spoon. It was famous for meals that felt like they were pulled right out of a dream. But what was the magic behind it all? Well, it was three masters, all working together in perfect harmony.
Our first master is Arvo, the chef. You could always find him right in the heart of the kitchen, working beside a warm, golden fire. He was the soul of the place.
Arvo wasn't just a cook. He was a true culinary artist. He had this incredible gift for turning simple ingredients into dishes that felt like an emotional experience. But here's the thing. For all his amazing talent, Arvo couldn't read minds. He needed someone to tell him what to create.
And this right here is where our first technical term comes into play. Arvo, the one with the skill, the one who actually produces the final dish, he is our model. Just think of the model as the doer, the hands-on creator. So where did that guidance Arvo needed come from? Well, it came from our second master. In a quiet little corner office, just filled with drawings and posters and notebooks, that's where you'd find Lorin, the concept artist. Lorin's world was all about ideas, not ingredients. He was the dreamer. So if the restaurant wanted, say, a winter theme, he would be the one to imagine dishes shaped like delicate snowflakes. If they were doing a spicy menu, he'd sketch out these fiery, exciting presentations. He was the vision. So Lorin, our artist of ideas, he represents the concept. The concept is really the what and the how. It's what defines the whole vision, the feeling of it all. But you see the problem, right? We have a creator who can't come up with the ideas and an idea guy who can't actually create. There's a piece of the puzzle missing. So yeah, how do you possibly bridge that gap? How do you connect the chef deep in the kitchen and the artist up in his office with the hungry customer sitting out there at the table? Well, the answer came in the form of our third master, Niro. Niro was the restaurant's graceful waiter. He was more than just a waiter, though. He was the essential link, the bridge between the world of the creators and the world of the customers. Niro would greet every guest with this calm, reassuring smile. He would listen so carefully to what they wanted. Not too spicy, something fresh, maybe with just a hint of lemon. And then he would translate those wishes into simple, clear instructions that the creative team could understand. And this is our final piece. Nitro, our connector, is the protocol. The protocol is what links the outside world to the internal system. It makes sure that communication just flows smoothly and effortlessly in both directions. So one night, this entire system was put to the ultimate test. The world's most feared, most famous food critic walked right through the door. You could feel the whole restaurant just hold its breath. This one person's opinion, it could make or break their reputation forever. When Niro asked the critic what he'd like, his request was so simple yet so profound. He just said, "I want a dish that reminds me of home." Now, this wasn't a test of technical skill. It was a test of heart, of emotional understanding. And this is where their whole system just shined. Niro, our protocol, he carefully took that request to Lorin, our concept. Lorin immediately crafted this beautiful idea he called memories in a bowl. Niro then took that idea to Arvo, our model. And Arvo, he brought that concept to life, creating a dish that just radiated warmth and comfort. The critic took one single bite, and his stern expression just melted away. He looked up, his voice thick with emotion, and he said, This feels like home." The legend of the Silver Spoon was secured that night, not because of one person's talent, but because of the perfect, seamless collaboration of the model, the concept, and the protocol. So, what's the big lesson we can take away from our little story? Well, it's just a beautiful picture of how all these different parts of a system can come together to create something truly amazing. Let's just break it down one last time to make sure it sticks. The model, that's our chef, the one who creates things. The concept, that's the designer, the one who shapes the idea.
And the protocol, that's the waiter, the one who connects everything together. So you see, you have Arvo, the model who handles the creation, you have Lorin, the concept, providing the idea, and you have Niro, the protocol, managing that crucial connection. It's only when those three elements work in perfect sync that you get these incredible, magical results. So, for now on, whenever you hear model, concept, protocol, I want you to just think chef, menu, waiter. Or if you prefer, creation, idea, connection. It's really just a simple way to remember how a complex system can work so beautifully. And this is why it all matters so much, especially as we move forward into a world with things like AI. The real magic, the true power, it happens when creativity, brilliant ideas, and clear communication all come together. Thank you so much for listening to our story. Now go out there and build your own incredible systems.